world! Welcome to the Nolly and Trent Show! My name is Nolly.
And I am Beniam.
And this is the podcast where we talk to kids about what do we talk about?
Well, you know, Molly, we talk about a lot of really important topics, but one of the ways I like thinking about what we're doing on this podcast is we're giving a survival guide for kids who are trying to grow up in a really confusing world.
Ooh, I like that. A survival guide for kids growing up in a confusing world.
Oh, yes. There's so much out there. And so a lot of the things that we're going to be talking about in our future podcast, Molly, they're the kind of thing where, you know, it's kind of, I don't know, like uncomfortable for grown-ups like parents and teachers perhaps to talk about them. But we want to create a space on this podcast where we talk about all of those things to help our friends who are listening in so that they can have a better understanding of how to live in this world that can be so confusing. I remember, Molly, when I was a kid, how confusing it was for me to try and figure out so many of these things. And I wished I had a grown-up that I could talk to help me understand. And that's why we're here, because I'm a grown-up now, but I still have a heart for kids.
And me too. I love kids.
And that's why we may have a great partnership, Molly, because you and I, our mutual care for kids and our friends who are listening in, that's why we spend time doing this, isn't it?
Uh-huh. And we have really good conversations. We also like to laugh and have a good time.
Yes, we do, Molly. Molly, let's do our feelings check-in.
Okay, and then can we do our dad joke after that?
Oh, yes, we'll definitely do our dad joke because we love dad jokes on this show.
Uh-huh. He always laughs, though, and I don't.
I laugh because they're so good and funny, and I can't wait to hear what your dad jokes today are. But yes, I am a dad, so I should be able to allowed to have dad jokes. Kids, we would love to hear from you if you think the dad jokes are terrible or if you find some good ones along the way here. We try to enjoy the good ones, don't we, Molly?
Uh-huh. We choose them very carefully.
Okay, Molly, let me start off by asking you, in this moment, how are you doing?
Oh, let me just think. In this moment, I am feeling really happy because I can't wait to talk about our topic. We didn't even say what our topic is about.
We didn't, Molly. What are we talking about today?
Oh, let me read our notes. We are reading about, respecting boundaries in relationships.
That's right. And that's a really juicy conversation that I can't wait to share some ideas with our friends about.
Me too, because I don't know what you're going to talk about yet. Biniam, how are you feeling?
Oh, my dear Molly. Today I am feeling, I was feeling a little sad earlier today because when I was at work, someone got really upset and angry with me and they were yelling at me. And it wasn't a very respectful way of talking to me, and I didn't like it.
Really? Did you get angry too? Did you yell at them?
I did not yell at them, Molly. No. I try to speak respectfully to them, saying, the way you're speaking to me is disrespectful and I don't like it. I'd like you to change the way you're talking to me. And they weren't ready to do that quite yet. And so because I'm a manager at my workplace, I was able to have that conversation later. But I think after that unhappy experience this morning, I'm feeling encouraged because I was able to talk to my boss about it. And my boss was saying, Benny, you did really well. And so that makes me feel encouraged that I had some good ways of responding in that really difficult situation.
I would not want to experience that.
I know, it was not fun, Molly, but I'm glad it doesn't happen very often. You know what I'm saying?
I think I do, yeah. Well, thank you for sharing. Why do we talk about feelings, Biniam?
Well, we talk about feelings, Molly, because we want to encourage our friends and we want to model for our friends how to make this a normal part of the way we talk to our friends and our family and the people who are important. So many of us don't know how to actually describe how we're feeling, and we kind of push and bottle it down, and it doesn't help us become good communicators. And we want to be better at communicating. We want to help others know what we're thinking in ways that we don't feel scared about.
I like that reason. Okay, dad joke time.
I can't wait, Molly. Okay, let me just have a straight face before you tell a dad joke.
Okay, you're still smiling.
I'm trying not to smile. Okay, I'm ready. No laughing. Kids, can you also not laugh when Molly tells a joke? Because I'm working at it.
Okay, here we go. Here's the joke. What kind of flower grows on your face?
What kind of flower grows on What kind of flower grows on my face, Molly? Tulips. Tulip. Oh, oh my goodness. I get it. Like two lips, like the two little blips, sort of like this. Yeah, you got it. And tulips are also flowers too. That was a really good joke, Molly. I really like that one. What do you guys think about that joke? I thought that was amazing. Like, it's clever. And what kind of flower grows on your face? Tulips. I'm going to tell that joke to my friends. Oh my goodness. You're such a dad. I love being a dad, Molly. And you know my kids, right? I love being their dad too. But let's go ahead and jump into our topic about respecting boundaries in relationships. Now, when I say respecting boundaries in relationships, do you know what we're talking about, Molly, when I just say it that way? That's a lot of like big words, and I don't know if I know what you mean. Okay, let me start off by saying respecting is a way to acknowledge and honor someone. So it's like being kind to them and being aware of what they value. Like if, for example, remember at work today how someone was yelling at me? Oh, I remember that. Well, they weren't respecting my boundaries. They were not respecting me at all. They were being very disrespectful. They were speaking to me in a very unkind way, and they didn't care about my feelings, and they didn't care that they were hurting me when they were doing it the way they did. That wasn't being respectful. So respecting someone is being aware of how to treat someone in a kind way, in a way that honors them. So we're talking about respecting or being kind to someone, but boundaries are another word that we need to explore. I know what that word means. What does boundaries mean to you, Molly? Oh, boundaries is kind of like rules about what you want people to listen to when it comes to you or me. That's a good way to say it, Molly. I like that. Yeah, it's kind of like the rules that we draw up for ourselves, saying, like the way I told this person this morning who was yelling at me, I said, I do not like it when you yell, so I'm going to ask you not to yell. That was a boundary I was setting. I was saying to this individual, I'm not going to keep talking with you if you keep on yelling at me, for example. Ooh, that's a great example. So, respecting or being kind, boundaries, being kind to the rules that others set for themselves in relationships. So this could be with your friends, it could be with your family members, respecting boundaries, not only for yourself, but also respecting boundaries for other people as well. Ooh, I see. Another way to say it is, Molly, that each of us has a body, and that body belongs to us. It doesn't belong to anyone else. Like your body, Molly, is your body, and I have to respect your body. And that means I don't have permission to touch you unless you give me permission to touch you. I don't have permission to hug you unless you give me permission to hug you. Does that make sense? This is your body, and you get to say what, who can touch you and when they can touch you. I like that idea. On top of that, Molly, not only your body, but you also have a personal space around you. So this is a space that you feel comfortable having no one in, because this is like your space. So for example, know, Molly, that I'm not talking to you like right to your nose like this, because that would not be honoring and respecting your space. If I was to come in for a hug, I'm going to be in your personal space, but I need permission for that. So each of us has a body that we own and are in control of, or should be in control of, and each of us has a personal space around us that's very important to acknowledge. And so one of the ways that we can place boundaries is to say, please don't touch me unless I give you permission, or please don't come in my personal space unless I give you permission. And each of us should have or feel that's right to have that space, and we should make sure that those who are coming into our space, our personal space, and those who are going to touch us have our permission first. Just like we should also make sure that before we touch someone else or go into their personal space, we have permission. I like that. So this is how we respect boundaries? That's exactly how we're respecting boundaries. So I know that some of our listeners, Molly, they may have brothers or sisters who are really annoying, or maybe there's a bully at school that they have to like try to figure out how to be in their space, you know? So I know sometimes when someone is bothering you, for example, may I give an example by poking you, Molly? Oh, okay. Oh, I know what you just did. Did you just ask for permission? I did. I just asked saying, may I have permission to like poke you like this? And you gave me permission, right? Yeah, because this is an example, right? This is an example, you're right. So imagine, Molly, that I'm poking you, but I didn't ask for permission. And then you say, please stop. And then imagine I don't stop. Is that me respecting boundaries?
No, you're not respecting boundaries because you didn't stop. But this is just an example, right?
That's right. So what should I do if I'm touching you without permission and you say, please stop?
Oh, you should definitely stop.
That's right. Now, how can you help me know that you want me to stop?
Oh, I have to say it with my mouth. So I'll say it, okay? Like this. Please stop poking me.
That's a great way to say it. Another word that you could use instead of stop is what?
No.
That's right. That's another good word to make sure that we practice saying if we are experiencing something that's uncomfortable. So just like I was poking you and I didn't have permission, you could say, please stop. I do not like that. Or just say, no, don't touch me. That's a great way to say it. Absolutely, Molly. You're right. It's important that others are able to respect that. And what happens if they don't?
Oh, I don't know. I just kind of cried.
A really good way to respond if they don't is to talk to someone that you trust who's a grown-up who can help you enforce that boundary, because that's important for the other people to know that this is your body and you own it, and they need permission to either come in your personal space or to touch your body.
This is a really good topic, Binyam. I wish I knew this when I was younger.
I know. I so wish I knew this when I was younger too. Tomorrow, Molly, we're going to have a really special conversation about boundaries. So we're going to talk a little bit more about boundaries because there's a whole bunch of different boundaries that are really helpful for one to know. And so that's something that we're going to see coming up in the future here.
Ooh, I can't wait.
I know, me too. It's going to be great. Now, it's really important, again, for us to ask for permission or consent before we touch someone or walk into their personal space. Super important, right? And that we also respect the boundaries that others have for themselves, because you see, they too have boundaries that they want to see respected, and it's really only fair for us to respect their boundaries, just like we're wanting them to also respect our boundaries.
I like this topic. This is really good. I want to start practicing it. And you guys should practice this too. How can we practice this?
Well, we can practice this by first of all knowing what feels good for us, what we like. And when we know what we like, it's also helpful for us to think about what we don't like or what we don't enjoy.
I see.
And when we experience the things that we like, we can say, ooh, I like this. Please do this more. If you like hugs, say, I like more hugs. Some people, though, don't like hugs, and that's okay. I remember when I was a kid, Molly, I didn't have a choice. I had to give hugs to whoever was going to hug me, and I couldn't say no. But today, kids have this ability to be able to say yes or no. And the second part of this is practice saying no, or practice saying please stop because I don't like this. A lot of kids think they're going to hurt someone's feelings when they say that, but there's a way of saying this respectfully. So we can just say it by way of saying, please don't do that, or please don't say that, I don't like this. Or stop, I don't like this. That's really important.
Very good. Oh, can we talk about our dad joke now?
Yes, our second dad joke. All right, kids, are you ready? I'm going to try to keep a straight face again. One second here. Here we go. All right, I'm ready, Molly. I'm not going to laugh at this next dad joke, even if it's super funny.
Good luck. Do you think he'll stop laughing?
Oh, I'm going to try.
We'll see.
Okay, go ahead, Molly.
What was a more useful invention than the first telephone?
I don't know. What was a more useful invention than the first telephone, Molly?
The second telephone! I'm laughing.
I know. I couldn't help it. That was a good joke, because you need two telephones to be able to talk, right?
Exactly.
Oh, Molly, that's a good one. I really enjoyed that one. Thank you for sharing those jokes. Kids, before we go, we want you to know something special. And we usually close our show by Molly saying this.
You are special, you are kind, and you are important to us. Bye for now, kids.